When you look at that, you got to go, Hillary's the biggest loser in the history of human competition. To have two spies wiretapping the media on her side, picking her opponent, and she still lost. And that's why I do believe military intelligence is behind Trump, because that's the only way that she could have lost that. She had everything on her side.
Yeah.
To rig everything. I mean, she rigged the primary.
Yeah, the Q story, there's two stories, at least two. But the Q story is that the good people in the military intelligence officers, they've been planning a coup, a takeover, and draining the swamp and cleaning up D.C. And they recruited Trump because they needed someone outside of D.C. who wasn't involved in all those political shenanigans. Someone with big balls and, pride up the motherfucker, you know what I mean? So they got him. That's the story. And then they're together.
So you think Trump is a white hat?
White hat meaning good guy?
Yeah.
That's one story. That's the Q story. The Q story is totally pro-Trump. So if you're following Q, you're hoping the president and the military intelligence officers around him that supposedly recruited him are actually going to clean out the evil, the satanic pedophiles, and all the corruption. That is one story. Or, there's a chance that
it's all theater.
Maybe it's all theater, and that it could be an evil plot. Like maybe the ultimate goal was to figure out a way to make the U.S. a military regime. Like, how would they do that? They all were, like Hillary and Trump and all of them were really all friends, and they're going to how do we do this? How do we turn the United States into a military regime? There's so many countries like that. It's so easy to control the people at that level. So, one way would be to make get Trump in there, get the Democrats to say and do the craziest, stupidest shit where everyone's just hashtag walking away. And right now, people who believe Q 100%, we are embracing a military sting operation.
Are you okay with that?
Military tribunals. You know what I mean? So, I'm down. I hope Q's real. I follow him every goddamn day. Praying Medic, Blessed to Teach, Just Informed Talk. I follow that shit that's our only hope, because that's a plan. Q is a plan. That's the only plan we got. If that isn't a real plan, then we're fucked either way. So I'm hoping it's a real plan, but at the same time, all I'm saying is, shit, maybe we're being played with it.
Let me ask you some stuff there's things about Trump that make me worried. Increasing the budget to Israel, the selling of weapons, more and more weapons to Saudi Arabia, the participation in Yemen, the deregulation of everything.
He went to a Jesuit school.
So do you think he could be in on it, right? Is he a Zionist? Is he, in Zionists, I see like neocons and neoliberals. Anybody who's like, we're going to dominate and take over, I have a major problem with.
Yeah. They fooled me with UFOs. They got me fucking hook, line, and sinker with UFOs, man. They pretended they were covering it up just so we would believe it. The cover-ups. We were believing it because there was evidence that they were covering up UFOs, and they had secret UFO programs where they were studying sightings and all that. So it used to be that a conspiracy theorist believed that the government was covering up UFOs and aliens. Now, that's not the conspiracy theory anymore. That's for regular people. The conspiracy theory now is that they faked covering it up. They pretended covering it up so that you'd believe.
And that would increase what? NASA's funding?
That would increase the possibility that the fake alien invasion would actually work. Because we believe all that shit. They're showing us the Star Wars, the Star Trek, Space Odyssey 2001, space this, space that. You know what I mean? In the middle of all this shit on your phone, you wake up, boom, you know that CNN headline, you know that's bullshit. You know that Washington
Right.
Post headline is bullshit. They show you all that political stuff, all bullshit, and then boom, then they show you some new space discovery, and then they go on with the political bullshit. You think that space thing is just there like randomly? It's all part of it.
It's all orchestrated. It's all orchestrated.
I think all the politics are to distract from like the reality is what we're on. And like, what are we on?
What do you think that presidential alert thing was? I know you got it.
No, you know what? I'm all about Q. I'm hoping that the Q plan is real.
Because Q talked about that. He talked about in November
Q
would
is
happen.
Definitely, whoever is dropping those Q posts, he's definitely working with the president. It might even be Donald Trump. Q might even be
Could
him.
It be artificial intelligence? Could it be the Q group and the NSA?
It could be. You know what? Here's a crazy thought: is it could be Dr. Steve Pachenik.
Who's that? How do you spell that?
That's a hard one to spell. Dr. Steve Pachenik, P.E. Pachenik. He's a former CIA psychiatrist involved in government.
There was top one.
That guy. That guy right there is a former CIA psychiatrist and negotiator. He goes in. He's been involved in a couple coups in different countries around the world, and he's on Alex Jones every now and then. And he's the one on Alex Jones that was saying Sandy Hook wasn't real. He's the one. He's the one who got Alex Jones to believe that. It was Dr. Steve Pachenik. You could go to YouTube right now and go Dr. Steve Pachenik, Sandy Hook, and he's the one who's saying Sandy Hook was a false flag. And since he used to be in the CIA, you kind of want to hear what he has to say. But he had a YouTube channel, and he's
the real deal.
Yeah, he stopped posting. He stopped posting 11 months ago, right when Q started. He stopped. I'm on his YouTube, and I'm like, I want to see what he's saying because he's the one. He's the one that says like the craziest like Q type stuff, and always talking about going into a country and cleaning out their government, and he disappeared from YouTube 11 months ago, right when Q started. I could be totally off. But Dr. Steve Pachenik might have something to do with Q.
Go click that.
Well, that is 11 months. That's November. We're in October.
Yeah.
He claimed it right on the dot.
Yeah. So it's kind of strange, And
does it make you nervous that Q talks about this presidential thing, this alert, and now they're saying, and they could be full of shit too, that the alert activated your 9/11 chip, and now they totally control your phone?
No, it could be that. It could be anything. I'm hoping that it's another way for Q to keep the Patriots up to date on what's going on. Because what Q is some unknown person or persons dropping some serious behind the scenes Washington, D.C. type info.
The information is real. It's real. Now there's this Sarcadia. What's their name? Sarcadia 3030. Have you heard of that? CIRADA. That they're behind Q. All I know is that Q's information is real.
Yeah.
He told us about North Korea before anybody else. He told us about Facebook and Google and all the bullshit they were doing. He told us all that shit.
Yeah, and one of the proofs that sticks out is not only is I'm able to watch these hearings, these congressional hearings on C-SPAN and know what's going on, know the players because of Q. So the information is real. And there are some, proofs that, after a while, they just can't be coincidental. Like Q would say, okay, we knew this was going to happen. They have it all planned out.
We saw it coming.
Go on the president's Twitter, go to this date, tap on, right click on the picture that he posted on his Twitter, and then check out the file name. And you do that, and it says Q do it. And then Q goes, what are the odds of that happening?
The information is real.
Yeah, so
everybody
Trump
calls
is
it hope porn.
No. And the fact that the mainstream media is trying everything to discredit it and shoot it down, that just makes it more real to me.
Are you getting impatient with no arrests?
No, if you follow what's going on, you can't just arrest somebody. Like when gangsters and mobsters are being surveilled. They know they've committed murders and they've done all the shady shit, but they can't get in there because if they get in there too quick, they're gonna fuck it up and they're not gonna be in jail. They arrest them too soon, they're not going to jail. You got to arrest them at the right time. You got to clean motherfuckers out. Kavanaugh just got, he just got in finally.
Confirmed.
So I think, it seems like that was huge. Getting him in is going to be huge for the arrests. There's supposedly 51,000 indictments. 51,000, that's not no one's disputing that. Since in the last year, 51,000 it's sealed indictments. That means 51,000 people are going to be investigated for some shady ass shit.
Some shady ass shit, dude.
It's usually a year. It's usually like 5,000 sealed indictments a year. But apparently, Attorney General Sessions is they hired him and Huber. I don't know what Huber's title is, but he's involved in processing the 51,000 indictments.
Do you know they've hired this is the largest hiring of federal lawyers, prosecutors?
Like 470 or something like that? They're ready to, they're remodeling.
Do you know where they got most of them? Utah.
Yeah, that's where it's all going down, Utah.
Because the Mormons are really powerful, dude. For some reason, Trump went to the Mormons to talk to them to get them on his side. I don't know why, but they're a very powerful dojo. And he went to, and that's why a lot of these prosecutors again are from Utah.
It's crazy shit, man. People think that Q is bullshit. Ain't nothing happening. No one's going to jail. You're just not paying attention, man. You are not paying attention. It's like inch by inch. Look at all the people that were fired from the FBI. All of them gone. They're gone.
2 heads of the
CIA
FBI
gone.
stepped down.
Trump's going head to head with John Brennan, former CIA director.
And that guy's disappeared, huh?
You don't think
He's
nothing's
not
happening?
talking.
Yeah. You don't think nothing's happening? McCain? What happened to McCain? You know what I mean?
What did happen to
what
McCain?
happened to McCain? The rumor is, the conspiracy rumor is at the high levels of the Illuminati and at the high levels of government, they treat treason the same way. Like Illuminati has their own little treason. You went against the Illuminati, so that's their little treason. You know what I mean? That they give you a choice, and it makes sense. Like with the Illuminati, it makes sense.
So you're saying the Illuminati could have been behind it, not the government?
No. I'm just saying they use the same tactics.
Okay.
The same tactics is either you kill yourself, and it just makes it really easy for us. Like we don't have to hire someone to kill you, or we don't have to do it ourselves. We just kill yourself.
Don't have to make it like a big, like, hey, we're gonna hang you in front of everybody, or we're gonna give you the death penalty. We're going to give you the honor, which I don't understand why they would give them the honor if they're that much treasonous.
Well, with the Illuminati, it makes sense. The people on that side, it makes sense. If they want someone dead, they say, listen, it'd be way easier if you just killed yourself.
There's a whole theory that the treasonous stuff that they're talking with John McCain is that he was helping to sell weapons to the quote-unquote enemy, like ISIS, Al-Qaeda, all these people, and that our sons and daughters in the military were going to fight our enemy who had the same weapons we did. And that this is a big reason why the military got behind Q and the intelligence agency of the military, because they're tired of these banker wars. Going in and doing banker wars and just having our kids go into slaughter, coming back broken, nobody taking care of them. Because I do believe within the military at the highest levels, I do think there are some sense of like patriotism, and they don't like that they're getting sent into wars not to win, to occupy, and they're not really fighting for to defend us, but it's more like an offense now, where we're just going in and we're bombing the fuck out of everybody. We're giving shots to these people for these, I'll take these shots so you don't get this disease over there. And they come home and their kids are all fucked up. And it's just like, it's really ugly. And you're like, these people are joining the military for, a very patriotic reason to support their country.
But they should know that. That happened in World War II. They throw nukes in front of them and say, hey, go walk to that.
Yeah, but you know, not that everybody knows that. Like, the fact that you do know that means you're, like, probably, when it comes to conspiracies, smarter than 90% of the people out there. Nobody really knows. They don't know that at all. This whole thing, like, dude, what was it? The attacking of Pearl Harbor, right? You know, FDR knew about that for 4 days, that it was going to happen. He did nothing. Because you know what happened? The next day, 1 million people joined the military. 1 million. Like, this whole stuff with the NFL and the standing and sitting during the whole anthem, it is all propaganda to get people to join the military. All these movies that are coming out, that's everything about the Army kicking ass. There's shows on TV called the CIA and the FBI. Like, dude, that's propaganda. Just to get people to join the military. And then you get these kids, and then they go into these wars, and they're just wars for profit. They're just wars for profit. That these guys, we're sending sons and daughters to die so bankers get rich. And I think somebody at the highest levels are getting tired of it.
I think that's what's going on, too. I think, Kay Griggs, who is a State Department whistleblower, she was married to... what was his name? George Griggs, right? He was Joint Chiefs of Staff, but growing, in his younger years, he was a CIA assassin. And Kay Griggs, his wife, who worked in the State Department, she was a whistleblower. She said a bunch of shit. She's on YouTube for like 8 hours going off, just spilling her guts. Now I think she's a crazy old lady and no one believes her. They've discredited her, but she said a lot of shit. And one of the things she said was the most powerful group of people in the world are the Army, the U.S. Army. She said because they have all the fucking firepower. So whatever the Army wants to do, the Army can do. So, and then if you pay attention what's going on with Q, it's all military intelligence people involved. And it has to be the military. It has to be. So again, like I was saying earlier, if it really was just all 100% evil up at the top, the whole Q thing and the whole Trump thing would be fucking brilliant. Like, how do we get them to embrace a military regime? We put Trump in. We get the left so fucking crazy. They're doing the dumbest shit. Antifa, come on. Who's behind? Like Antifa. I don't know anybody who thinks Antifa's cool. No. It's so obvious that they're just paid, agent provocateurs.
Did you see on
That's
ABC
all they are.
They talked about that? This woman openly admit those protesters were paid.
Yeah.
And they were trying to backtrack. She's like, no, there's people that were paid.
Dude,
they were paid to be there.
They just forgot about that Baisley Ford chick. Now that shit's done. It's over. She's not gonna
press charges.
She's not gonna press charges or nothing. And they started that hashtag Believe Women. Come on. I love women. My mom's a woman. My wife's a woman. I love women. Without women, we would not be here. But don't come at me with this Believe Women shit. Come on, man. What happened to Believe Men? What about that shit? Yes, women get raped and that's horrible. But also women lie about being raped. So we need evidence. That's it. Believe evidence. Believe the facts. Let me see the evidence. Let me see the facts. It's either one or two things. Either she really did get raped or she's fucking lying.
But if she's lying, shouldn't something happen?
Well, that just
why
shows
they
you
keep doing that.
Well, they do. There are some girls who are now going because there's a big push, but it just lets you know that who makes the rules of society, women, and that's not a priority to them. That's not a big deal to them because they internalize it. Now the Kavanaugh thing, I don't know. I don't think he's a good guy. That guy's very anti-privacy, pro-wiretap, just like pro-militarized police. Like he's very much in kind of what you're talking about, that, this thought that maybe the military could take over.
That's what we kind of want, right? We want the military tribunals. We're celebrating the military tribunals. Now, if it's real, because military tribunals are for politicians and people that are involved in treason. Then we do need that, because then they're not regular citizens. They don't have their rights anymore. They sold out their country. So then that makes sense. Yeah, have the military triumph. And if these military intelligence officers are legitimately good people, white hats or whatever they call them, then yeah, that process seems like the only process that could save us. Yeah. Or we could be being tricked right now.
Well, we've had guests on before that say if Trump isn't what he is, we're fucked. And two things he really wants to go after is the Federal Reserve. We just did an episode on that.
Yeah,
and
that seems like wow. That's like can you?
Everybody gets shot who does that,
yeah.
Except if you have the military on your side.
Exactly.
And dude, that's slave. That's debt. That thing is Woodrow Wilson should be fucking seen as a Benedict Arnold for signing. He signed in us having to pay personal tax. We didn't have to do before that. And he signed into the Federal Reserve. That guy's a treasonous motherfucker. Yeah. Man. And Trump's going after that. And we're hoping he goes after we already seen a massive pedophile arrest. I do believe that this Catholic Church stuff is push out the whipping boy. They definitely do the shit, and they're definitely scumbags. But when the heat starts getting too hot, they fucking put out a story about the Catholic Church touching people. They don't want you to talk about Hollywood, and they don't want you to talk about Washington, D.C., and how deep it is. And it's on both sides. I know people think it's only the Democrats. It's on, dude. They're all fucking doing it, dude. You remember when everybody hated Lindsey Graham 2 weeks ago because he's slipping fucking Huma Abedin fucking something at John McCain's wedding? And then now he's a hero for talking shit to fuck about standing up for Kavanaugh. It's all theater, dude.
And it shows that the people do have power. Because if the people didn't have the power, there would be no need to propagandize the people through television and the media and the movies. There's a reason why they're putting out these movies that are just filled with propaganda, because there needs to be. They're not bored. There has to be, because they have to have the people of this country under mind control to a certain level. As long as they get 60-70% of us, under their control mentally, the other 35% of the awake people, they're not strong enough, But here's another thing. There's no way these people running the world, the Illuminati, there's no way they could have predicted how strong the internet was going to be. There's no way they could have predicted that. I think that's a big problem for them. Because, especially now with all these old clips of these politicians saying shit, and now we can put them back to back, there's no way.
Well, that's what the censorship's coming from.
There's
now
no way
to attempt to control
80s, it. Yeah, there's no way in the 80s they could have fucking knew that was going to happen. They were just so used to saying whatever the fuck they wanted in front of whatever camera, and there was no way that film was going to make it through the media and to the people. So they were just saying whatever they needed to at that point in time to get whatever agenda through, right? And now, 30, 40 years later, we got all that shit on video, and now we have access. Everyone has immediate access to it. There's no way they could have predicted that. There's fucking no way. So that's a problem for them. So I think Instagram, shit. You get on Instagram, boom, you find out a lot of shit. Man, there's a lot of fucking influence going on Instagram.
A lot of hot ass, too. Do you think that before the midterms, anything big's going to happen?
There should be, because,
because they're making this midterm seem like,
it's so important.
Make or break. And if you're right, if it wasn't important, I think it's important to the charade. I do believe that the U.S. population is a lot more powerful than people think. Our purchasing power drives the entire global economy. We buy everything. We we are the most important importers. Countries need us to import their goods, buy their goods to get their economies going. We are a very powerful demographic. And this fighting between each other, that's done on purpose so we don't all come together.
Whole Laurel Canyon conspiracy. That's basically about a top secret Air Force base right up in Laurel Canyon, up Lookout Mountain.
Yeah.
Called Lookout Mountain Laboratories. It was top secret in the 40s and 50s, and at that time, it had it was basically the most advanced movie studio in the world, and no one knew about it. It was top secret. So the official story is that that's where they edited nuclear bomb test footage. Like they had this super advanced movie studio for that shit. That's what they said. But the conspiracy theory is that's where they made propaganda films. And, to have a Air Force, top secret Air Force base right there in Hollywood, up in the fucking hills, right there. There must have been a lot of military people living up there. And that's where it was. And like their kids ended up being in bands and shit in the 60s. And they all have connections. All have a lot of the bands from the 60s that came out of nowhere. They came out of nowhere. They didn't struggle. They were just getting record deals, and clubs were opening up in Hollywood. And a large percentage of those musicians in big fucking bands, their parents were involved in this secret Air Force military base.
Rap is all of Lil Wayne's thing. Got giant fucking bath mitt. Fucking
dude, there was a badass rap song I heard last night. I Shazam it, and the name of the rapper 666. That's his fucking name.
That's the rapper's name. Look that rapper. What's the name of it?
The name of the song.
Oh, look at him.
So fucking creepy.
The name of the song is.
Look at that. They all get their faces.
Stay Dangerous is the name of the song.
Stay Dangerous?
Oh, wait a minute. The song is named 666.
Oh,
okay. The song is called 666. Oh, I don't know, dude. Maybe the song, I don't know.
Stay Dangerous. There it is.
No, but that's from YG.
YG.
Okay, so the name of the song is 666.
Yeah, from
okay.
YG. Yeah.
Okay. It's hard to tell. Sometimes you pull up a song, there's all these names, and is that the name of the album, the song, the band, the guest rapper?
This is the motherfucker that looks stupid.
Dude, he's a total Satanist. He gets busted molesting kids. It's all crazy shit, dude. And he just puts out the propaganda. They blackmail him, and they put. Who is this ugly motherfucker?
This motherfucker looks like the devil.
Didn't he go? Hey, isn't he the guy who did the live thing where it's like, "You're all going to hell with me. We're all going to hell."
Look at him.
It's so weird. They make him.
What's his name?
Trippy Red. He's another one of those trap lord rappers that sing
He's
about
got
drugs
bitch
and
tits.
shit.
I don't like him.
Yeah,
I don't like him.
Look at his face.
And then Ski Master Slum Lord killed fucking Temptation or whatever his name is. Totally killed him. They were all going to see who could put a hit on and who, and he got the hit in. And then the next day, you could see a picture of him and Drake, because Drake and Temptation were fighting. Drake and Slum God, Ski Master Slum Lord had a hat on that said "Revenge" on it. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, these new rappers
Dark
are scary
arts,
as fuck.
dog. You gotta sell your soul. I'm starting
That's
to
the
think
new
that
shit.
more and more. You gotta sell your soul.